Game of Thrones. That's right, I'm doing another series. I don't have a real job, why not? So, my history with Game of Thrones, I saw the first season right after it completed. I binge-watched it. Then after this Comic-Con, they had a Game of Thrones experience. My friend was working, and I went to it, and I was like, this is really awesome, but I have no clue what any of it means. So after this last Comic-Con, I went to my house, and I binge-watched from Season 2 till the end of Season 4. But at the same time, that was a while ago, and I haven't even watched a recap. I really should have. So I'm probably going to be very lost for the first little bit. But why not? I'm excited. It's a fun ride. So this is Season 5, Episode 1. It is titled The Wars to Come. Let's do it. Oh, previously on. Thank God. I needed that. I hate when your dragons get out of hand and start killing people, and then you get really sad because you have to lock them up.
I am your son.
Getting killed on the toilet. There is nothing worse than that. Is that little Sarah Connor? I just see Cersei as Sarah Connor. Now, is this episode just insanely dark, or have I had a stroke? Because I can barely see what's happening.
You don't know what I am.
You don't know me.
Tell me my future, or I'll have your two boring eyes gouged out of your head.
God, even as a child, you were a B word. She probably doesn't even need your blood. You were just rude and she wants to see you cut yourself.
More beautiful.
Oh, burn. I know it's meant to, like, be a burial rite tradition, but with those little fake stone eyes, it's hilarious. Who's in the box, y'all? Oh, my main man. My main little man. Yeah. I would do the same thing. I would crawl out of a crate and just find some wine.
Are you Lord if you kill your father?
Yeah, I think so.
The future is shit.
True. Oh, come on, I didn't need to see that. Although it's funny when a dwarf pukes, I don't need to watch it. Although he does go hard when he drinks. Quit breaking the pyramids, okay? And also, whoever's pulling that off the pyramids, they need to get out of the way. They're going to be crushed. And there's the boobies. I was wondering how long it was going to take. I mean, this is Game of Thrones, and I hadn't seen boobies in like 5 minutes. He has got a torso. Only that guy would want to get some chick to just sing him a lullaby. Oh, she cut his throat! I'm trying to be quippy, and there is a chick who cut his throat. It's also, that would have to be the worst. You're like, I'm comfortable, I'm the little spoon, I have a lullaby, I'm bleeding out my neck. It's weird now that Game of Thrones has 2 actresses that have played Sarah Connor. But like a Sarah Connor that can command dragons is like the coolest thing ever.
I have heard that more than one unsullied has been known to visit Marine's brothels.
Which is like a waste of money. When you don't have your man bits, you just like to be the little spoon and have someone stroke your head and just take a nap. Hey, Jon Snow, quit picking on children.
That one hates me.
Well, you're a chick.
The king wants a word.
I don't like that chick. No, sir. I don't even like modern-day elevators. They scare me. I would not ride that thing.
Many of them love you. They're good men, and you don't.
Those aren't good men. If you have an army of wildlings, things are gonna get awesome. Sansa, life has given you probably the worst it could ever give someone. And she's right there, Brienne of Tarth, turn your head!
What a force to be reckoned with.
Please shut your mouth hole.
I led you into the darkness.
I doubt you've ever led anyone anywhere.
Burn. Oh, shoot! They gonna do naughty stuff. A lot of man butts on this show, too. That is one accepting sister, let me tell you. That sister and brother relationship is very close. Not as close as there has been on this show, but, I don't want to see my sibling doing stuff like that.
Your position, everything. Why? You're not family. You owe me nothing.
'Cause you're adorable.
Not well suited for work.
I think you are.
Me neither.
I shot my own father with a crossbow.
I never said you were perfect.
Yeah.
The land where the powerful do not prey on the powerless.
So an imaginary land. So you're like Dr. Horrible, but a eunuch, basically, right? She is the mother of dragons, and she can't get a throne with a back to it. What if she wants to lean back?
Politics is the
Look at this. This is a throne. Anything called the fighting pits, I'm on board with. Let the guys fight. You know what? Some dudes just want to brawl. Whoa.
What?
He's from Orphan Black, and I've seen his butt now.
Forced to fight to the death for the amusement of the masters, and you're defending the fighting pits.
'Cause they're awesome.
Everyone's too afraid of you to speak truth. Everyone but me.
I ain't afraid of you.
You're the mother of dragons.
And you're a bad mother because you locked those children up. You getting your dragons? Is she getting her dragons? Dragons! Although I can't imagine the dragons are happy with you. You locked them up because their brother was a jerk. Dude, go there during the daytime so you can see them. I can't see anything. Are there dragons?
Rhaegar?
Babies, you're not mad at me, are you? Please don't kill me. Where are you? Oh. Hey, babies. Well, at least you can see now. All kids get mad when they get grounded. It's fine. Look, just bend the knee, as it were, and solve everything. Your permanent frown's upsetting me.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want to die.
You don't say.
The freedom to make my own mistakes was all I ever wanted.
Well, now you have the freedom to die, so... Congratulations. It looks freezing out there, so you burning to death is probably like a sweet bonfire they're all looking forward to. He's such a nice guy. But we're still going to have to burn him to death. So you either choose light or choose darkness and be killed by light. Dude, I ain't about catching on fire. That's scary. I think we're not really keen on public executions anymore, and that's too bad. Because this is as good as Netflix, let me tell you. Oh, that's sweet. Aw, good job. John's like, mercy killing. Y'all are sick. One thing I love, and kind of at the same time just kind of have to deal with about Game of Thrones, is it is very slow paced, but then when stuff is awesome, it's like immediately awesome. So this episode I think was kind of slow, but I think it was also setting the pace of season 5. We start with the flashback of young Cersei, and that little chick kind of nailed it. She gets a prophecy that pretty much explains everything that's happening and also sets up some of her fears to come with the new chick gonna marry her son, knock her off her throne kind of thing. And then it just kind of culminates in her having to go look at her dad be dead and be like, stuff is actually happening now. Things are getting serious. So she's kind of mad at her brothers. I mean, one brother lets the other one go, and the other one, kills her dad. So her big fear is now that her father's gone, all the other kingdoms are going to, roll up and just try and take away everything they have, which is probably going to happen. Meanwhile, Tyrion pops out of a little box. He has successfully escaped, and the first thing he wants to do is get a little drunk. No one can blame you. Now, cut to over in Daenerys' part of the world. Unsullied are going to brothels just to go get cuddle time. And you know what? They get their throats slit by these masked people who are not nice. So Daenerys is like, hey, let's make the Unsullied patrol the streets. Make a presence. Maybe that will help. It's not going to help. Meanwhile, Jon Snow is at the wall training the new set of kids. And the king dude is like, hey, let's get that king beyond the wall to help us with all the wildlings to fight this war. That's not going to happen. The wildlings have their pride. They also don't, want to fight someone else's war for them. So Jon gets charged with getting the king beyond the wall to bend the knee, as they say, and serve in this war and bring all the wildlings together and help them fight. And Jon's like, yeah, I don't think that's going to work. So at that time, Littlefinger and Sansa are dropping off that weird booby-sucking kid, Robin. They're like, teach him to sword fight or whatever, just keep him, I don't care. So meanwhile, Sansa's living her sad little life with Littlefinger. And Brianna Tarth is on the side of the road, and she's just, sharpening her sword, and she's like, God, everything sucks, the world sucks, I hate my life, I have nothing to do. Little does she know, just rolling by is Sansa and Littlefinger, and she's just like, I couldn't be bothered to look even if I thought they were in there. At the whole get-together for her father, Cersei's getting a little drunk. Up rolls her cousin, who she used to, smush with, and he's like, I found religion, I'm so sorry about, all the horrible things that we used to do. And she's like, yeah, that's nice. When are you going to be leaving? The one chick, I can't remember her name. She's going to marry Cersei's son. She's played by, that one chick from Mixology. She walks in on her brother with a guy, and they're about ready to, and she's like, hey, maybe you could make an appearance at this party. Seriously, get the guy's tongue out of your mouth. We got stuff to do. These siblings are way too close. And then cut back to Tyrion and the eunuch dude, and the eunuch dude's like, hey, maybe instead of drinking yourself to death, let's try and get someone cool on the Iron Throne. Someone that we could, hang out with. So then they're like, hey, let's go get that dragon chick. She seems pretty cool. Meanwhile, Daenerys is talking to these people who are like, can we bring the fighting pits back? And she's like, I don't know, that sounds super violent and I don't like it. And I'm over here like, dude, fighting and pit, what is not to like? And then the guy that she's sleeping with, but he's also on Orphan Black as Kira's dad, he's like, dude, totally get the fighting pits back. I like totally got my start in the fighting pits. And then she's like, okay, you're cute, whatever, I'll do it. And then he's like, you know what, also, you're the mother of dragons. Where are your freaking dragons? And then she stops and she's like, yeah, you know what, my dragons have been grounded long enough. I mean, I'll go see what they're up to. She opens the little place she's locked up her dragons, and I'm like, go in the daytime, it's super dark. But it doesn't stay dark for long, because her dragons are super mad at her, and they start spitting fire everywhere. And then she runs out with her tail between her legs like, oh my god, dragons are actually kind of scary. And then Jon's still at the wall trying to convince the king beyond the wall to listen to the new king so he doesn't get caught on fire. But the new king's like, you know, I'll take the fire. Jon's like, are you serious? I heard being burnt to death is unpleasant. He's like, no, yeah, it's cool. Pride or something. I mean, seriously, I don't even know what he was saying because all I could pay attention to was the fact that guy talks with a permanent frown on his face. Like, how does he do that? So they march him outside, they give him one more chance, and he's like, you know what? No, I'm not going to serve you, but best of luck. They march him up, the red lady chick makes some big bloody speech, sets the guy on fire, and then as soon as he's starting to go, this is getting hot, Jon's like, there is no honor in this. I'm going to put an arrow in his heart. So Jon's like, bing! And the new king's like, the F? Who did that? Who did that? And then Jon's like, I'ma go. And then credits. Seriously, I do really like this show. All I've ever watched it as was as a binge watch. So watching it week to week, I'm kind of like, why isn't more stuff happening? But the whole pacing of the show as a whole is very strategy, something awesome, strategy kind of thing. So I know for a fact some really awesome stuff is coming up. I just didn't get to scream at the screen as much as I normally like. But if I left anything out, if there's anything you guys want to talk about, drop me a comment. And as always, do the things, rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Until next time.